Worried about getting caught off guard by layoffs? Or maybe you've already been laid off. Most job seekers wait until the panic hits, then scramble to pull together a resume, a LinkedIn profile, and proof of their accomplishments. By then, it's too late to make a strong impression. In this video, I'm sharing what you can do right now to stay one step ahead. We're diving deep into what to update on your resume today, how to quickly refresh your LinkedIn profile, and how to build a career brag file so you're ready for any opportunity that comes your way. And because I want to help you stay prepared and confident, I put together my career advancement toolkit, packed with my best resume templates, LinkedIn scripts, and AI-powered prompts to boost your job search strategy. Now, the first 20 people to grab it using the link below will get access to an exclusive offer just for this community. Hey, I'm Heather Austin, a university professor turned entrepreneur, and I help job seekers land their dream roles with simple, proven strategies that actually work. Now, I go live on Tuesdays at 1 p.m. right here on this channel with free job search and career trainings. So make sure to subscribe to this channel and hit the notification bell so you never miss a session. If you're ready to take control of your career before someone else makes the decision for you, let's get started. So get your career materials ready before you need them. So why is this so important? Well, if layoffs hit or when layoffs hit, you need to be ready to act, right? We do know that when a job gets posted or when a company is hiring in some way, that the sooner you can get your application materials in, the better. You don't want to have a job posted and then 3 weeks later apply. You want to have the job posted and then that day, if not the next day, you are on it and you're ready to go. So I'm going to show you how to do this because I don't want you scrambling to update your resume or your profile under stress. That's when we make mistakes. That's when we don't apply properly. All that stuff happens. So what I want to share with you is 3 simple things that you need to do right now to get these materials ready. So the very first thing is to update your resume. That's pretty simple. I'm going to share a couple of screenshots with you of how I want your resume to look and the things that you need to have updated on it now. We always want to have your most recent achievements and of course metrics. We always want to have like a strong keyword optimized resume summary that aligns with your next career move. And by the way, I'm going to show you examples of all of this in just a second. The next thing I want you to pay attention to is refreshing your LinkedIn profile, especially your headline and your about section and your skills section. I could do a whole entire training on just the skills section of LinkedIn. We're not going to dive deep into that today. If you do decide to join us in the career advancement toolkit and you do join us for next Thursday's LinkedIn networking and strategy session, we are diving deep into your LinkedIn profile and that skills section. Now, the other thing that I want you to be thinking about is creating a career brag file. I'm going to show you an example of this so that you know what I mean by this. I want you to be tracking your accomplishments regularly. And if you're not, this file is going to help. If you are already in the job search and maybe you're unemployed or you're looking for a job and you don't have a brag file, I want you to be thinking back to previous positions. I want you to be using AI to help you brainstorm some ideas and all that good stuff. So before I show you the career brag file, let's look at some of the most important parts of your resume that you need to have updated. So of course, the very first part is going to be the top part of your resume. So this is one of our free resume templates that we offer. If you join us in the career advancement toolkit, we have loads and loads and loads of templates for almost every single situation. Now, here's the thing. We like to use AI and we want AI to help us, but sometimes you can't get it in this format. Sometimes it does weird things for you. And by the way, in the toolkit, I show you all the trainings on how to use AI properly and how to really make it work for you so that it is a personalized resume and not a resume that recruiters and hiring managers know have come from AI. So the top part of the resume is going to be the most important. Let me show you another screenshot here with a closer version of the top half. Of course, we have your name, contact information. I want you to have your LinkedIn profile up here and I want it to be a customized URL. If you have your name with some numbers and other letters, or maybe your name's not even in the profile, you need to go to LinkedIn and change that ASAP. The other thing is you're going to have that top part with the name or the title of the position that you are applying for. Under that are going to be 3 key skills that are describing the ideal candidate for that position. Now, again, in the toolkit, we have our master professional resume template that we use that is a little bit more in-depth than this one, but this gives you a little idea. The other thing below that is a summary where you are talking about in 2 to 3 sentences what you can do for a company. You're demonstrating how your professional background and how your experience will help the company solve some sort of pain point, right? So that's going to be the top part of your resume. After that, we have some sort of experience section. So we want our bullet points in our experience section to be results driven. We want them to be accomplishment oriented. We want to quantify wherever we can, and we want it to be keyword heavy, right? So you're going to avoid listing just job descriptions, and you're going to list instead your results driven achievement statements where you're telling us what you did, or you're telling us what the result was and telling us how you got to that result, right? We're not going to dive deep into doing your achievement statements today. I have lots of trainings on the channel where we do go through that. And by the way, if you do decide to join us in the toolkit, we do have trainings on that as well. Now, after the experience section is going to be education. If you don't have a formal education, make sure that you have certifications. Maybe there's licenses, maybe there's continuing education, something that shows that, hey, I might not have a formal degree in this area, but I'm really interested in this area and this is the area I want to be in. What are you doing to show your versatility and show that you are passionate about the industry? So with your education, you're listing the name of the school, the graduation date, your degree, all sorts of things. Now, this is a 2-page resume that I'm showing you on this screen today. When it comes to the 2-page resume, if you have less than 7 years of work experience, you're not going to have a 2-page resume. If you have more than 7 years of work experience, you are going to have potentially a 2-page resume, depending on your industry, depending on the job that you are applying for. This is just an example of different sections that you can add to your resume. I do not want to see a resume that is 1.5 pages. If you're going to be using a 1.5, you need to add some skills. You need to add other sections. You need to add professional membership, awards and honors, volunteer experience, whatever that is, to fill in that space, because that's real estate that you can use to be talking about yourself. So these are just some ideas. You guys know that I love a technical skills section, so I always make sure that that's on a resume, especially with the rise of AI. If you are not taking any sort of AI course, prompting course, ChatGPT, Google Gemini, I mean, there's loads of our AI assistants that we can be using, but I want you to be taking a course. I want that to be on your resume. You have to get that in there. So again, this is what your resume is going to look like. Let me show you an example. On the left side, this is an ATS formatted resume. The right is not an ATS formatted resume. So making sure that you're not using columns and tables in your resume. If you have that, get that switched up, making sure that you don't have images or charts or graphs in there. Use clear hierarchy. So if we're going to list something that says work experience, make sure that I can see that clearly. I have a resume review that I'm going to do, and I'll show you what I mean by the clear hierarchy, because that's one of the reasons why I wanted to review this resume. I have an amazing person who volunteered. I'm going to go through his resume in just a second. Also, making sure for the ATS, you're using keywords and keyword phrases that apply or that relate to that job description, and then making sure you're using easy to read fonts. Now, here's the thing. There's lots of ways we can use AI to help us extract the right keywords and all that good stuff. Now, what's your biggest resume writing challenge? So when you're thinking about, I've got to get my resume updated to combat the job market right now, to be ready for when positions are listed, what is your biggest resume writing challenge? I'm going to really quickly, and I'm going to rapid fire style this, okay? I want you to look at the 8 areas on your LinkedIn profile that you need to update. Number 1 is always going to be your headline, your summary, and your skills section. But if we take it a little bit further, make sure you have a great profile photo listed. Make sure that you have a really good headline. I have very specific ways on how to write your headline. I have very specific ways on how to write your about summary. Not only am I teaching you the way, I'm also teaching you prompts and things and how to involve AI to help AI help you with this. Experience section needs to be optimized. Your education and training section needs to be optimized if it's not already. The skills section, because LinkedIn is going with a skills-based recruiter approach, which now all those skills that you have listed on your profile are actually weighing heavier than they ever have before. And we need to make sure you have the right skills listed. under each position and that you're not watering it down with random skills that you can't get endorsed for. Endorsements are a big one. And then of course, recommendations. So if you have the time, the bandwidth, and the energy, and you are worried about the layoffs like a lot of job seekers are, or a lot of professionals are, we're about to get flooded in the job market with loads of people that are also competing against the same jobs. You have to have everything so buttoned up and tuned in, and you have to have the right approach so that you are not left behind in the job market. Now, to help you do this, here's one of our free resources that we have. If you go to heatheraustin.online/LinkedIn or take a picture of this QR code, this will give you a free LinkedIn profile checklist. So the 8 sections that I just talked about, I have an entire workbook, checklist, cheat sheet, whatever you want to call it, that will walk you through each of these sections and what you need to do in each of them. What part of your LinkedIn profile needs the most work? So type into the chat, what part of your profile needs the most work? While you're typing that in, let me show you a quick example of what a career brag file is if you do not have one. So you want to think of this as like a living document where you can keep track of your wins, your accomplishments, testimonials if you have them, and any quantifiable results from your work. So here's just an example of, we have a date. We're going to list like some sort of project or task. We're going to list our role or the action, what you did in there. We're going to list the result or the outcome. That's probably like the most important part to this, right? So any sort of measurable or quantifiable impact that you had. Even talk about some of the skills that you've demonstrated in that project or in that task. And then if you have proof or source, like you can prove that there was a testimonial from HR or from someone, or survey results, or you have an email screenshot, or you have a campaign report, whatever that is, that's kind of what you want to do. Okay, next question. I want to know one project that you can add to your career brag file. So if you have a career brag file already, or you're like, yes, after today, I'm going to make one. What is one project that you can add to your file? So here's what I want you to do next. Start by picking one thing, resume, LinkedIn, or brag file, and give it just 15 minutes of focused attention today. And if you want more tools to make this even easier, don't miss out on the Career Advancement Toolkit, packed with my best resume templates, LinkedIn scripts, and AI-powered prompts to boost your job search strategy. Remember, the first 20 people to grab it using the link below will get access to an exclusive offer just for this community. And if this video gave you clarity or motivation, drop a comment below and let me know what you're working on next. And remember to like, subscribe, and tap the bell so you don't miss a thing. Thanks for hanging out with me today, and I'll see you in the next episode.